Hey guys, welcome back to Human Condition. This video is another video in our astrology series. This video I think is called "What Does It Mean to Be a Capricorn Moon?" Hopefully you guys are seeing this video. For some reason, you guys seem to really like my astrology videos. They tend to have a higher watch time than my other videos, which is clutch, which is really awesome. So thank you guys for that. But they don't seem to get pushed out as quite as much. So if you're reviewing this video, I really appreciate it. Because it's very it doesn't get pushed out quite as much, but yeah, hopefully this video gets pushed out more. If not, I'm just glad you're here. But yeah, what does it mean to be a Capricorn moon? Basically, with moon in Capricorn, moon's the planet of comfort, past, home and family, emotions. So basically, moon in the sign of Capricorn is still has a very awesome placement. However, it still has some negative traits, like for example my previous video when I talked about what does it mean to be a Scorpio moon. I said that that sign is technically, I guess, in the place of debilitation, which is the least, not the quite the best sign to have it in. This is the second not quite the best sign to have it in, Capricorn. Scorpio is the sign that technically is this weakest point, I guess, the moon signs, whereas Capricorn's the second weakest, but still awesome signs. So that being said, moon in Capricorn is not in the place of debilitation like Scorpio. However, it's a place where you call not at comfort. Whereas moon's at home with Cancer, the opposite sign, Capricorn, is not in comfortable sign. The reason behind this is when you place moon, past, home and family, comfort, emotions, with the sign of rigid discipline, structure, organization, hard work, determination. The two doesn't kind of go well together. It's great, and we'll talk about the pros, but it's great in a way because of the hard work part. However, when moon is in Capricorn, it's in Saturn, which is the planet of hard work, determination, responsibility, reputation. So typically with this sign, you see a lot of people with this sign emotionally are very calm, cool, collected, but however can be, not all people, but sometimes can be emotionally rigid and tough and kind of harsh because their moon is kind of in the sign of responsibility, emotional suppression, suppress your emotions, rigid, tough exterior. However, deep inside, they're very emotional, caring people. So that being said, with moon in Capricorn, Capricorn's a sign of reputation, success, future. So with Capricorn, makes a lot of very hardworking people. Typically, one thing I've noticed with Capricorn moons, even people that Capricorn moons that aren't famous, this moon placement has a increased likelihood of being famous, at least in my opinion, because they care a lot about their reputation and their hard work and determination and a high level of authority. This being said, these people are always well known, even if they're not famous. These are people that are going out and meeting new people, always hardworking, very job-oriented people, very friendly people, because they want to maintain a good, not just reputation, but a good reputation in a way, but also be good people in general. And they want a specific position of authority, so in a way. This sign makes people want to climb to higher levels of power usually, and just have a strong reputation, but also be a good person. So, like I talked about in my previous videos, each sign is ranked on emotional maturity. The beginning from 1 to 6 is more, 1 to 5 is more self-oriented. Not that they're selfish, just that they usually focus more on their own selves and then others. But it's also not how immature. For example, if you're in the lower side, it's not necessarily that you're immature, emotionally immature, like but astrology maturity just means if you're on the lower side, it's more self-oriented, opposed to the opposite side, which is 7 to 12, which is other-oriented. So for Capricorn, it's number 10, ranks number 10. So it's pretty high up there on emotional maturity. So kind of like in my last video, I talked about some very controversial people I had Sagittarius moons, love them or dislike them. Uh, these people, and I talk about how Sagittarius appear to be like the leaders of the world almost in a way. That sounds like a conspiracy theorist, but just like they're very, because they have that energy, you know. Capricorn actually is a little bit higher, but they kind of behind the scenes. Capricorn are the people that have a lot of authority, a good reputation, hardworking, sometimes the boss, but they're more behind the scenes sometimes. So typically how this dynamic works is Sagittarius seeks power more so for freedom, whereas Capricorn seeks power more for just the title potentially, and the position of power, but in a good way. They want to do it to help people. So that's a key difference between Sagittarius and being number 9 and Capricorn being 10. Still, all Capricorns are still awesome people. Capricorn moons. So that's, they like to seek power. They get along with the signs. Well, yeah, that's a good part of what signs do not usually vibe with or not get along with the best. Capricorn is a cardinal sign. Like my other videos, I talked about cardinal, fixed, and mutable. So these means they're the initiators. These signs are Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and Libra. Aries initiates for self and passions. Libra initiates for friendship. Cancer initiates based off how they feel and family, taken care of, family oriented. Capricorn initiates based off their future, their success, and their reputation, and their job, hard work. So typically, as an initiator, they initiate trying to make public appearances, keep up with their position, whatever it may be, and stay very hardworking. But they conflict with these other signs like Aries, Libra, and Cancer for all these different reasons. Number 1, Capricorn and Libra. Capricorn and Libra get along. However, the confliction, the aggravation might be, with the square aspect, might be Capricorn. Libra's very one-on-one. Capricorn's very reputation and serious sometimes, not always, and Libra's lighthearted and fun-loving. Capricorn's more serious. So we put that together. Libra and Capricorn, great dynamic. However, Capricorn might feel that Libra might hurt their reputation a little bit because how unserious they are, and by how one-on-one they are. Similar to how Capricorn might feel Gemini might hurt their reputation, but not quite as bad because they're not as tight, you know, or not as close, because Libra one-on-one, Gemini's not one-on-one oriented. So Gemini and Capricorn make an inconjunct aspect, whereas Capricorn and Libra, another air sign, make a square aspect. So they might fear the closeness with Libra might hurt their reputation because Libra is just so awesome and dope, and Capricorn's awesome and dope, but the friendship dynamic might hurt their reputation or their position of authority because they might seem unserious with Libra. Capricorn and Aries. Oh, and Libra might be like, why are you so serious? Reaction to this be like, why are you so serious? It's not that, you know, that's how Libra might react to that. Aries typically reacts to Capricorn with a sense of restriction and responsibility. This is because Capricorn is usually in the position of power and restricting and putting in rules. Aries doesn't like to follow rules, so that's the clash there. Aries wants to initiate something. They always might feel like Capricorn's restrictions and rules stops them, or just the social responsibility of maintaining a reputation. Aries might feel stops them with Capricorn usually, whereas Capricorn might see it as, why do you need to be so impulsive and need to express yourself so often? Or not just that, but like, why do you have to be so impulsive and push the limits? Whereas Aries always pushes the limits, how far they can go. Capricorn's like, why do you have to push the limits all the time? Type of dynamic. And Capricorn and Cancer, opposite attract, so this iconic duo. However, there's obviously aggravations like my other videos between two opposites. So Cancer, past, home, and family. Emotions versus emotionally detached, something maybe potentially rigid, but still awesome. Future, job, hard work. Cancer, past, home, family. So there's an attraction there because can't have one without the other. For example, a dynamic might be if Cancer might be supportive of Capricorn's job efforts, and Capricorn might help provide financially for Cancer, or and that can be a dynamic between Cancer and Capricorn. But the aggravation might be Cancer might be aggravated by Capricorn's always being out and having to make public appearances and maintain the status quo, whereas Capricorn might be with Cancer not always wanting to go out and maintain a reputation. They don't care as much about that or the power. They just care about the family, and the Capricorn does too. But they also are very serious about their job as well. So yeah, those are the square aspects with Capricorn, the signs that conflict the most with Capricorn. Capricorn again ranks at 10, so it's pretty high in Tower, and they might not even realize it because, again, like talked about in my last video, Sagittarius always appear like I said, like the leaders of the world. Capricorn are always the secret ones behind the scenes, behind things. And then obviously Aquarius and Pisces, 11 and 12, are secretly behind that as well. Or not even that, but like secretly have more power than they might realize. So yeah, this was my analysis of Capricorn moon. So inclusion, emotional, positives, pros for Capricorn moon. Capricorn moons are hardworking, determined, reputation oriented, and they almost have even when they're not a boss, they might have that boss or that boss vibe, which is kind of cool. However, negatives may be emotionally rigid at times. It might focus too much on career rather than families sometimes. So yeah, that is the pros and cons of Capricorn moon and what it means to be Capricorn moon. Thank you guys again for all the support on my recent videos. I really appreciate it. As always, thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe if you want. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.